Dasher,
How am I that stupid?
Andrea, right? Easier. So this is a scene that actually is kind of making its way around the internet a bit, based on the Adam West Batman series, but we're going to make it our own. We have in it Robin, of course, Lauren. We have Batman and Bruce Wayne, Kevin. But we didn't have any lines for either Poison Ivy nor for the Riddler, so I thought it would be fun for you guys to audition for Commissioner Gordon and O'Hara. Now, O'Hara is Irish cop. So if you two would please go to line 17 and open your scripts up. See, these are stapled, and of course we don't use stapled scripts in a recording studio because the pages could flip and make noise on mic. So if you want to rip the pages, you're welcome to do so. Because I want you to go from 17 to 22. And John, why don't you do Gordon first?
All right.
And Diane, if you do O'Hara first, yes, thank you. And we're just going to rehearse it. So it begins with Gordon speaking to his secretary over the intercom. Please. You're Gordon first.
Oh, we're doing this now?
Yeah, just we're auditioning.
Oh.
We're using the scene.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't be scared. Yeah? Don't be scared. It's all good. You've done this before. No pressure.
All right. No pressure, right? Okay, Bonnie.
Yeah.
The next time you send in an unannounced visitor, you better send a tank of water and some live fish along with it.
But this was attached to one of the slippers. Suffering icicles. It's a list of demands from Mr. Freeze. He's holding Professor Isaacson for ransom.
What? At midnight tonight, millionaire Bruce Wayne, head of the Wayne Foundation, is to make a televised broadcast. I don't
From
have my
this
glasses
office.
on, honey. What? That the money is ready to be paid. Yeah.
But he'll only deal directly with Batman and Robin. They're to be ready at midnight to act as intermediaries. Otherwise,
Ready at midnight to act. It actually
Yes,
isn't.
to-
Yes.
to.
Yeah, exactly. Good. That's good. We're just going to go that far.
Thank you.
Go back, please, you guys, to 17 again and switch roles. So Diane, you take Gordon. John, you take O'Hara. Okay? Irish accented, right?
All perfect.
Diane, you start us off.
Bonnie, the next time you send in an unannounced visitor, you better send a tank of water and some live fish. along.
Commissioner Gordon can be a woman, so you don't have to go for quite as much. You kind of sound
I
like
was showing off.
you can do that. You can do that. And I like the idea that she would be aggressive and tough. It just sounded like a little bit too forced.
So sort of like Judi Dench
In
as
other words, you
M.
want this more natural.
Indeed, if you would.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bonnie, the next time you send in an unannounced visitor, you'd better send a tank of water and some live fish along with them.
This was attached to one of its slippers. Suffering icicles. It's a list of demands from Mr. Freeze. He's holding Professor Isaacson for ransom.
At midnight tonight, millionaire Bruce Wayne, head of the Wayne Foundation, is to make a televised broadcast
From this office,
that the money is ready to be paid.
he'll only deal directly with Batman and Robin. They're to be ready at midnight, too, to act as intermediaries. Otherwise...
Good. Good. Just go that far. Good. I'm thinking that's the way to go. What do you think, you guys? That casting? There's one more thing that I have to audition, though, you guys.
But now we have negotiation. This is the fun part.
There's a character in this that's not indicated in the script. I'm going to tell you where the lines are. There's a seal, an actual creature, the seal, right? Correct. So I want you all. Yes. We're going to do the. Do you want to try, Kevin?
Me?
Yeah. Do you want to?
Seal?
Yeah. Bark like a seal.
Come on, ball out.
Oh, man up, Kevin, you can do a seal.
Thank you, Diane.
Good. Brilliant.
That's good. Diane.
Oh, I should
Yeah,
have...
I want everybody to try it. John. Okay. Nice. And Kevin. I think Kevin Altieri should do it.
Yes.
I'll tell you where they are. So what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to rehearse this just as we would do in a recording session. I'm going to try not to trip on this. So I'll read the stage directions, you guys, and feel free to ask questions as we go along. We are in the inside the Batcave. Batman and Robin are hard at work trying to figure out what Mr. Freeze wanted. The Batcomputer dings and spits out a passenger list of the ship, the Gotham Queen. Robin says.
Here's the passengers on C deck. All members of a Fireplace Equipment Dealers Tour.
Unlikely cohorts of Mr. Freeze.
What about this? Suite A boat deck, Colin Caldwell.
Good. And take it Coldwell. Maybe take a second, yes, because Mr. Freeze and Coldwell. Yes, good. Again on 3.
Yeah, I'm reading this cold. What about this? Suite A boat deck, Colin Coldwell.
An appropriate name. But Mr. Coldwell is president of the Coldwell Furnace Company, and scarcely a suspect.
Emma Strunk.
What was that?
Are you deaf? Emma Strunk. Nothing there.
Just a second, Robin. Emma Strunk, I believe, was born Emma Strunk, and later changed her name to Glacia Glaze.
The world-renowned skating queen.
No doubt she booked passage under the name of Emma Strunk in order to avoid publicity. Once on board, of course, she would have been recognized. I have a strange feeling.
That Glacia Glaze was Mr. Freeze's accomplice on the Gotham Queen. But what about a talented, beautiful, famous star like Glacia Glaze? See, well, what would a talented, beautiful, famous star like Glacia Glaze see in Frostbitten Freeze?
The famous Rabelais would already answer that for you, Robin. With his great wit, to each his own, as the woman said when she kissed her cow. This could be just the break we and Bruce Wayne are looking for.
Bruce Wayne?
Miss Glaze is opening in a new ice revenue tonight at
No,
Bruce.
not a revenue.
A nice ice.
A nice revenue. Or an ice
You see where his head is.
In a new ice review tonight at the Bruce Wayne Ice Arena. In fact, Mr. Wayne is taking Mrs. Harriet Cooper, a devotee of Miss Glaze's, backstage before the performance to meet the dazzling star.
Well, Dick Grayson, I suppose, stays home and works on his essay on glaciers.
Right again, Robin.
And Robin sighs. See that over there, 16A? That's it. We cut to Commissioner Gordon's office. A large seal is barking in the background. So 16A, go Kevin. Nice. Gordon is speaking on the intercom to his secretary, Bonnie, as he says at 17.
Bonnie,
As she
the
says.
next time you send in an unannounced visitor, you better send a tank of water and some live fish along with them.
But this was attached to one of its flippers. Suffering icicles. It's a list of demands from Mr. Freeze. He's holding Professor Isaacson for ransom.
And they read this list back and forth. They alternate. Gordon first.
At midnight tonight, millionaire Bruce Wayne, the head of the Wayne Foundation, is to make a televised broadcast
From his office,
that the money is ready to be paid.
he'll only deal directly with Batman and Robin. They're to be ready at midnight, too. No.
Yes.
Yes. To act. That's where you fucked up.
Language.
I didn't mean it. It slipped down. Yes. Otherwise. No, it's all right. He'll only deal directly with Batman and Robin. They're to be ready at midnight, too. To act as intermediaries.
Otherwise, it may be the blackest midnight that Gotham City has ever known, Chief O'Hara. I'll call. Who's Chief O'Hara? Oh, yeah. I thought he was Bonnie.
Are you
No,
sure?
Bonnie's the secretary you talked to at the top.
Are you sure you cast this correctly?
Okay,
Yep.
I'll call Batman on the red phone. You get Mr. Wayne on the other.
Right.
So now we're back at Wayne Manor, and we see Bruce Wayne picking up the ringing bat phone. So this is the voice of Batman.
Yes, Commissioner. Mr. Freeze wants what?
Telephone for Wayne Manor rings. Dick answers that and says,
Hello? I'll see if I can get him, Chief O'Hara.
and make a little bit more of a point of telling him who's on the phone.
Oh,
Chief
yeah.
O'Hara. Good move.
Hello? I'll see if I can get him, Chief O'Hara.
Subtle. Nice, thank you. Batman.
A moment, Commissioner.
And Bruce gestures for Dick to hand him the Wayne Manor phone.
Chief O'Hara, this is Bruce Wayne.
And then,
Mr. Freeze wants what?
good. And just for the heck of it, Kevin, I want you to do line 25 and then go right to 28 because they're essentially the same line, but they're spoken by Batman and then by Bruce. So I just want you to do those two lines back to back. 25 first,
Yes, Commissioner. Mr. Freeze wants what?
28.
Chief O'Hara, this is Bruce Wayne. Mr. Freeze wants what?
So that might be the way that we might record that so that we can play with the two characters saying that line, exactly the same line, Mr. Freeze wants what. The seal barks again, Kevin, at 28A. Barking. Thank you very much. As O'Hara says,
Commissioner Gordon is on the other line phone with Batman, Mr. Wayne. Perhaps if we put the two phones together, you could talk to him yourself.
Bruce says, who am I? So I kind
All
of
right, Chief.
Yeah. I kind of want to use a little bit of the Bruce Wayne voice that we used when we first did the series. So he was slightly
All
foppish.
right, Chief. I don't have much time.
Thank you. And so Chief O'Hara and Commissioner Gordon put the two phones like this, right, side by side, so that he's actually speaking to himself.
This I gotta see.
There you go. So will it help you if I say who's speaking?
No.
You got it? Go for it. Bruce starts.
Batman? Yes, Mr. Wayne. Have you heard Mr. Freeze's scurrilous demands?
Well, just briefly.
If Robin and I act as go-betweens, are you prepared to make the telecast at midnight and pay the ransom, Mr. Wayne?
Well, I have no choice, Batman.
Then may I suggest you tape the broadcast from the Commissioner's office an hour earlier, and we will have a dummy package of money.
A dummy package of money? That sounds risky.
Risk is our business, Mr. Wayne.
Oh, of course, Batman. I have the same faith in you that all of Gotham City has.
I hope Robin and I are deserving of that faith. I'll make the necessary arrangements and meet you at the Commissioner's office at 11.
Fine.
Did you get all that, Commissioner?
Indeed I did, Batman. We'll set up the tape telecast and have the dummy package of money waiting. See you at 11 tonight.
And Gordon hangs up both of the phones as he says.
Two fine men. So dissimilar in many respects, and yet so similar in others.
And that's the scene.